You up first. Good morning. Happy spring. What a lovely day. First Sunday in spring. I'm Wendy Jessup. I am proud to be a member of your board of trustees, and having found this as my home community, I feel so honored and so pleased to be a part of this. We are an intentionally inclusive community, whether you've got whatever, races, sexuality, gender orientation, disabilities seen and unseen. Hello to you online. Say hello in the chat. It's wonderful to be here this morning. We have a number of announcements that I will tell you about. You will see that the Reeb Center has magically been changed from the Chalice Theaters, Tree Gap, New Hampshire, and it's no longer New Hampshire. It is a social justice fair, and we encourage you to go and seek out and find something that you're passionate about, and become engaged in that action. We do, as a community, work very hard to make this world a better place, both locally, community-wise, and out in the world. We also have in the pews our pledge cards. It is the annual campaign now, and we really need the support to be able to continue to go out into the world. And we encourage you to take one of those cards, fill them out, give them to the ushers or to the front desk folks, give them to some of us, and make your pledge so that we can continue to make a difference in this world. We will also have coffee, and I did see someone bringing in donuts this morning, so there will be some coffee and food and availability there. Please join us for conversation about your passions, about your interests, about your fears. But for those of us that may be a little bit overwhelmed by so many new people, there is a space down the hall when you exit the sanctuary, down to the right at the end of the hall, where we will have some quieter times for conversation and contemplation. So welcome. Please enjoy this wonderful music and this wonderful, wonderful day that we have ahead of us. Thank you.
Wendy, thank you so much for that welcome and for your service on the board. I know that the nominating committee is working hard, talking with folks about board service in the future. So if you get a call from the nominating committee, say yes to at least have the conversation. I see Barbara Laughlin back there saying, yes, say yes when I call you. I'm so grateful for the service of all of the lay leaders and volunteers here at UUCA, everybody who makes this church possible. I'm Reverend Amanda Poppy. My pronouns are she, her, and I'm honored to serve as senior minister here. I serve alongside Reverend Carol Thomas Sissel, our Minister of Social Justice and Community Development. And this morning on the chancel, I'm joined by David, our director of music, and Lori and Steve offering music, as well as the bells directed by Alan. And we just are surrounded by beauty and by the spirit of community. And so let's build just a little more of that spirit of community. If you are online, please say hello in the chat so folks know you're watching together, even from different places. If you are here in the room, in the sanctuary, will you turn toward each other, especially someone you didn't come in with, and say hello this morning? Friends, on this spring equinox weekend, this weekend when we can feel the turn of the earth just a little more acutely, our place in the cosmos, I open us with a piece by Joy Harjo titled, "For Calling the Spirit Back from Wandering the Earth in Its Human Feet." It's a poem, and it's a kind of invitational poem. So I want to invite you, if you're comfortable, to close your eyes or soften your gaze. Just kind of let yourself relax in as the poet invites us to call our spirit back. Put down that bag of potato chips, that white bread, that bottle of pop. Turn off that cell phone, computer, and remote control. Open the door, then close it behind you. Take a breath offered by friendly winds. They travel the earth, gathering essences of plants to clean. Give it back with gratitude. If you sing, it will give your spirit lift to fly to the stars, ears, and back. Acknowledge this earth who has cared for you since you were a dream planting itself precisely within your parents' desire. Let your moccasin feet take you to the encampment of the guardians who have known you before time, who will be there after time. They sit before the fire that has been there without time. Let the earth stabilize your post-colonial, insecure jitters. Be respectful of the small insects, birds, and animal people who accompany you. Ask their forgiveness for the harm we humans have brought down upon them. Call upon the help of those who love you. These helpers take many forms: animal, element, bird, angel, saint, stone, or ancestor. Call your spirit back. It may be caught in corners and creases of shame, judgment, and human abuse. You must call in a way that your spirit will want to return. Speak to it as you would to a beloved child. Make a giveaway, and remember, keep the speeches short. Then you must do this. Help the next person find their way through the dark. Joy Harjo.
Every Sunday, we light a candle of compassion and send our love, our compassion out to the world. For me, this Sunday is particularly important because I'm connecting two things on a spectrum. I spent 4 days last week with my colleagues of color in the hills of Asheville, North Carolina. And the one thing we remember to do is to dress for worship. We have worship every morning while we're together. There's a worship in the evening that's like a Vesper service. And I see my colleagues like peacocks, full of color, full of joy, really, truly expressing how they feel through their clothing and their bodies. This morning, I read an article in the New York Times that made me come full circle. It was about the people in Odessa, Ukraine, who are also dressing in the midst of war. I'll read this to you. These are all elders. They've lost most of the young people in Odessa. We dress each day as we walk our dogs and mosey about slowly, carefully. We dress to show not only who we are, but also who we want to be. We dress to impress and to attract the attention of other people. We dress a little bit to show off. But we also dress out of defiance. To look fabulous is to deny the power of any dreariness around us. We dress for a better world. Maybe that can conjure it into being or just manifest a smile out of the others we pass by as we walk. We dress up in the face of this horror of war, showing our determination to carry on despite all the blows of history and pain we have endured. This dressing, my Black friends, my brown friends dressing for worship, the people in Odessa dressing to show their defiance in the midst of tragedy. Let's light our candle this morning for both of those groups. Those of us who are in pain here at home, still dressing colorfully, and those of us in the throes of war, trying to cast it off. And now join me as we light our chalice. We gather together as a community of memory and hope to celebrate life and its infinite possibilities for love. And in one voice, we light this chalice as a symbol of the light within every human heart. May our individual sparks meet and merge, bringing both light and warmth to the world.
Friends, we're going to sing a song that we learned here in this community a few weeks ago. It's a song that comes to us from the people of Minneapolis and St. Paul, the Twin Cities. that they have been singing through resistance and as they build strength and power and community. And so I think we're going to do a little more learning, and then we're going to sing together. Will you rise in body or in spirit?
So as Amanda mentioned, this song is a song that's sung out in the open, and it's repetitive, and you can just listen. The words are in your order of service, but you may not need them. So I'll start, and you can join when you're comfortable. Hold on, my dear ones, here comes the dawn. Hold on, my dear ones, here comes the dawn. Hold on, my dear ones, here comes the dawn. For our community, hold on, my dear ones, here comes the dawn. For peace and patience, hold on, my dear ones, here comes the dawn. For children's safety, hold on, my dear ones, here comes the dawn. For our neighbors, hold on, my dear ones, here comes the dawn.
Like to invite now our, where did my markers go? Okay. Well, no, that's okay. We're gonna imagine colors. Today, I had a nice little basket of markers that Christina put together. I bet they're in the office. No? Are you seeing markers? Okay, well, anyway, would the younger children like to come up and join me here with our invisible markers? That's all right. Either David's gonna find the markers in a white plastic basket or not, but come on up. Anyway, that's all right. I wonder if we could talk. Our 1st and 5th grade OWL classes start at the very beginning of service, and you can tell that many of our kids are in 1st and 5th grade OWL right now, so we have a smaller group here. I wonder if we could talk about Band-Aids. I learned recently that the first Band-Aid was invented by it was a man who worked for a company like buying and selling cotton gauze, which was used for wounds when you got hurt. His wife kept cutting herself, and he would give her the cotton gauze, and then it would fall right off. And so suddenly he thought, well, I need it to stay better, and he thought about making it sticky, right? so that it would stay on, and that's how he invented a Band-Aid. And so I wonder, yeah, oh, it's that white, yeah, yes, that's the one. Oh, great, okay, thank you so much. Perfect, I put it all together and then left it somewhere. Thanks so much. Thanks, David. Thanks for FCTC. Okay, great. Now I need someone to hold this for me. It's kind of heavy, so yeah, come on up. And yeah, can you help too? Come on up, come on up. One on either side, because it is sort of heavy. And then we're all going to have a chance to work on it. Okay, so I thought, first of all, who can tell me, this is a Band-Aid. Can you tell? Looks a little like a Band-Aid, right? But we're gonna make it better. Who can tell me, what do we use a Band-Aid for? For when you're bleeding or get hurt. For when you're bleeding or get hurt, just like it was invented for. It's to keep it on, right? And if you're bleeding, what does a Band-Aid do? Yeah. Yeah, it sucks up any blood that comes out, right? There's like that little gauze there, and it keeps more from coming out. Like, put some pressure, yeah. Mm-hmm. It also protects it from other germs. Yes, brilliant understanding of how like biotics or antibiotics works. Yeah, what's that? You had a boo-boo, but you took it off. I can see where the Band-Aid was. Yeah, that happens sometimes. Yep, exactly. So, you also have a boo-boo? Has anyone ever had a hurt that wasn't exactly bleeding, but it still felt like you probably wanted to put a Band-Aid on it? Has that ever happened to you? What's that? Like a paper cut? It doesn't bleed, but it hurts so bad, right? Paper cuts hurt so bad. Right, but you might still want a Band-Aid just because there's a little cut there to keep it clean. Or sometimes I like to have a Band-Aid just because it makes me feel better inside. Does that ever happen to you? Like, it makes me feel like someone's taking care of me, or I'm taking care of myself when I have a Band-Aid. And when I was little, I used to like it when my parents gave me a Band-Aid, even when it wasn't bleeding at all, because it was a way of taking care and telling me that they were thinking about me, right? So I thought we might be able to design the perfect Band-Aid, or a variety of perfect Band-Aids here. So I'm hoping that you can help me what you might want to have on your Band-Aid as we design it here. So can someone come on up? And one of the things, yeah, Martial, come here. One of the things I notice is that sometimes you want a Band-Aid to blend in, right? And when I go to CVS, sometimes I find that there are Band-Aids that match my skin tone, but there aren't always Band-Aids that match all skin tones. And so if we were making a perfect Band-Aid, we'd need to have a lot of different skin tones to choose from for our Band-Aids if we wanted the Band-Aid to blend in. So we can come here. Why don't you, Myrtil, pick one of the markers that's a skin tone here. What do you think? And put a little bit on our Band-Aid. Perfect. Yeah, that's perfect. So that's one way that we make a perfect Band-Aid. And then can someone else come on up and choose a different one? Perfect. And add that one. And does someone want to come on up and choose a different one? Yeah, let's make sure we get all of them. Here's the ones that are still to go. Yep, exactly. And add that. Yeah, perfect. Yep. Yep. Yep, exactly. Yeah, come on and add it up. Next one, come on up. Yeah. Perfect. There we go. I'm gonna pick. Perfect. Yep, love it. You go head on down. Come on up. Yeah, love it. Perfect. Keep coming. Yeah, come on up. Perfect. All right, so yeah, All right, great. So we have lots of different choices if we want a Band-Aid that blends in. Now, sometimes, do you ever want a Band-Aid that doesn't blend in, but that instead looks like rainbows and hearts and sparkles?
Oh, I had like a tie-dye one.
A tie-dye one, exactly. So who might want to come up and do a tie-dye version of a Band-Aid on the other side? No, not a tie-dye. Come on up. You want to do a different one? As much tie-dye as you want, correct? Oh, wow, okay. Oh, yep, okay, I see what we're doing here. Do you want to come up and do one of these? It doesn't have to be tie-dye. Okay. Anybody else want to add something else to our Band-Aid? Yeah, come on up. You can both come. Yeah, perfect. Come on up. You gonna put it on the tie-dye side? You wanna put it over there? Wherever you wanna go. Yep, add in. Perfect. All right, great. Love it. Thank you so much. Perfect, this looks so good. Okay, so this Band-Aid is like really many different Band-Aids so that we have the one we want for any particular day, right? And helps us to not just heal, which is kind of miraculous, I think, when you do have a cut and you put a Band-Aid on and then you take it off and your body has fixed itself. Have you ever noticed that in real time? You think, where did that cut go? Am I a vampire? Am I self-healing? No, I'm just a human. And also sometimes the Band-Aids help us just to feel like someone is taking care of us. So I hope that you this week, I hope you don't need a Band-Aid this week. Maybe you won't fall and need one or get a paper cut. But if you do need a Band-Aid, I hope that you have one that makes the cut feel better and also helps you feel better inside, like you are being taken care of. So thank you for this beautiful Band-Aid. We're gonna head you off to your classes now. We'll sing you on your way. Go on and make an arch for our kiddos to go through on their way. Thank you
Join
so
us in
much.
singing.
Peace to you on your way. May you grow in love each day, meeting new friends and opening your mind to the wonders of the world you will find. To the wonders of the world you will find.
I always love it when our kids are well equipped with germ theory, which is typically the case. You know, you think you're going to talk metaphor with them, and then they're like, well, if you read the latest research, Reverend Amanda, you're going to want it's true, right? You're going to want an antibiotic Band-Aid. Some colloidal Band-Aids are important. As we move into a time of meditation and a time of checking in with our body and our breath, I want to begin by just naming in our community some of the continued losses that we are holding and the ways that we are remembering. So I'll draw your attention to the back of your order of service. There are a number of memorial services that are coming up in the next few weeks. And we just wanted to make sure that folks know. One is this afternoon for Livona Grow here at 3 o'clock. And so today in particular, we're holding Livona, Livona's family, and friends who are gathering in our hearts. And just holding the layers of grief and care and story and memory in this community as we remember some of our elders and some whose time with us feels much too short. I also want to share with you all some hard news that Gail Curran, who was a longtime member here at UUCA and moved to Annapolis about a year ago. had a return of cancer and is in hospice and transitioning at this time. And so we are holding Gail and her husband Chuck, Gail's daughter Kara, grandchildren and stepchildren, and so many people who love her, dear friends who have been gathering. We are holding Gail in our hearts right now. I invite you with all of that into a space of breath. A little later in our service, we're going to sing a favorite meditation in which we breathe in peace and breathe out love. And I want to invite us to embody that right now in this time. So close your eyes if you'd like, or soften your gaze. Just let your body be soft and present. Let your body be held by the pew or the chair at home, by the floor if you're standing. Feel the way your body is supported. And simply take some breaths. As you breathe in, you might name to yourself peace. Breathe in peace. As you breathe out, you might name love. Breathe out love. And simply continue. You might send that love where it is needed or just to the world around you. You might let that peace fill up your body. Let's breathe together. Our bodies know what to do. Spirit of life and love, help us to remember to breathe.
Please now join us in singing Spirit of Life, first in Spanish, then in English. The words are in your order of service. Fuente de amor, ven hacia mí y al corazón, cántale tu compasión, sopla volar, sube en la mar, hasta moldear la justicia de la vida. Arraigame, libérame, fuente de amor, ven a mí, ven a mí. Spirit of life, come
Ours is a community that gives. We give of our time, our talent, our treasure. We give our goodwill to one another. We send our compassion out into the world. This morning, as we collect our offering, I just want to remind you all that we give 70% of our offering to organizations in the community that mirror our values. This month is also our month of stewardship, to bring some of our money and our giving back home, to love and protect our congregation. In March, we'll be giving part of our offering to La Colectiva, which is an organization that helps the Hispanic community right around our church and a little farther out into Arlington. We've partnered with them, and they've been using our building at least once a month to join in community, to share food, to share clothing, and simply to come together in a time that is very, very hard. So as you give this morning, remember La Colectiva, but also remember stewardship. I want to invite Natalie and Ashley to come forward. They're going to talk to us about stewardship and how we help our church. Thank you.
Good morning. It's a whole new experience being up here in front of this large group.
Isn't it, though?
It's a little daunting pulling into the parking lot and seeing how full it was, knowing we were going to be talking up here this morning and sharing. I'm Natalie Bronner.
And I'm Ashley.
When Rev Amanda reached out to us earlier this week and asked if we would share, it was a resounding yes, but I'm starting to second guess that. I'm just kidding. We started here at UUCA 2 years ago, actually because of our amazing neighbors, Regina and Kathy. And at that point, we were really seeking a broader spiritual community. Little did we know this place would quickly become part of our family, who we are. I knew I was going to get emotional, which is why I was like, this is a team sport. We're going up together. Quickly became a core part of our family, who we are, and how we're developing our two little kids that wanted to make sure that we told you about them, and you'll hear about that more in a second. Our children, 11-year-old Lucy and 7-year-old Asher, and kind of building on the wisdom lesson from this morning, we thought we would interview them and bring their voice to the conversation today and why we come to UUCA. The first question we decided to ask them was, what feelings do you have when you come to UUCA? This is what we heard: excited, happy, proud, refreshed, welcome, and open. And our daughter specifically said open, but open when she leaves here, and how she is in the world, which was pretty neat.
The next question was, what do you want people to know about UUCA? That you can come here to play with your friends, especially your friend Quentin. That the community is welcome to all and you aren't judged.
What's one thing that you've learned from UUCA? To always be kind. You can't judge someone by how they look. You actually can't judge someone at all. We also need to remind ourselves that we are fortunate.
And then we asked them, why do you come to UUCA? It builds my confidence. My parents make me. And it's an open community. You can wear what you want. I feel welcomed and excited to come.
And then the final question, at least that we'll share today, was, why do you want us as a family to keep coming? And this is what we heard: to help our community. We give to church so church can do more stuff. It's fun, and we like all the activities.
So one of the things that we most enjoy about coming here is it gives us an opportunity to pause. We're two working parents, just trying to get through, one foot in front of the other. And so sometimes, life, it just gets busy, and it's hard to remember what we can do for others. And this church helps us with that, time, talent, and treasure. And so this year, with the annual annual campaign, we live by the QR code. So we welcome you to pop open the annual campaign pamphlet and look at, if there are ways that you can at this time in your, at this moment in your life, to be able to donate to the church so that it can continue to give back to the community. So we really appreciate you all inviting us and including us. And, just think about those two little kids skipping up the walkway, excited to come to church. Thank you.
Please collect an offering.
If you are weary and trying to find your way home, well, don't give up, my friend, 'cause you are not alone. In a world full of trouble, trouble may find you. But I've got your medicine, baby. This is what you do. You've got to rise up singing. In time this too shall pass. You've got to rise up singing. Trouble ain't meant to last. And when you're left standing with no hope inside, 'cause at the end of the tunnel someone's been dimming out the light, well, you can lose your way and end up far from home. But till the day you lose your voice, you cannot lose your song. You've got to rise up singing. In time this too shall pass. You've got to rise up singing. Trouble ain't meant to last. Life ain't easy, and life will make you cry. But so long as you're breathing, you are still alive. And when you're standing at that station waiting for your train, don't you think you'll be singing all that sweet refrain? You've got to rise up singing. In time this too shall pass. You got to rise up singing. Trouble ain't meant to last. One more time. You got to rise up, sing along. Rise up singing. In time this too shall pass. You got to rise up singing. Trouble ain't built to last. Trouble ain't built to last.
If you look in the pew in front of you, there's a little fold-up pamphlet. Do you all see that? For stewardship. Raise them up Let's make sure everybody knows what the pamphlet is. Excellent. Today is the day when if you haven't made your pledge, you should make your pledge. You can use the QR code. You can go to the table in Fellowship Hall after the service. This is when I get to say, we want your money. Please make sure you pledge. Do what you can. Give from the heart. Let's bless our offering. We bless and receive these gifts, opening our hearts to true generosity. And together, let us be grateful when we give, be it time, talent, or treasure. Let us be grateful for our needs and the experience of vulnerability. Let us be grateful for those who share their gifts to nurture this congregation. Thank you. Our reading today comes from a book called This Here Flesh. Rev. Amanda has selected something that's absolutely beautiful. And what I want you all to do is remember this book that she's chosen it from, a bit about the book. Cole Arthur Riley, in her unforgettable book of meditations and reflections on discovering the sacred in our skin. These are deeply transporting pages. We contemplate the stories of Cole's grandmother and father and how her family revealed to her an embodied, dignity-affirming spirituality, not only in what they believed, but in the act of living itself. This is from chapter 5, entitled The Body. We are remarkably material beings. When we speak of bearing the image of God, I believe no small part of that is a physical bearing. You may have heard it said, you don't have a soul, you are a soul. What you have is a body. I'm not sure exactly where this notion came from, but the sentiment survives. Many of us, in pursuit of the spiritual, become woefully neglectful of the physical. We concern ourselves with a doctrine of salvation that is oriented around one underlying hope, heaven. And our concepts of heaven are often disembodied, a spiritual goal to transcend the material world eternally. You've seen that bumper sticker, slapped crooked on a dusty old sedan. It reads, "This place is not my home." I don't know much about heaven, but I have no reason to believe it won't be made right here. Those faded rose beads will spring up from their graves singing bloody hallelujahs. My grandma's muumuu will stretch and wrap around the belly of the world, cradling it until it stops crying. And everything will smell like her Shalimar perfume. Who says I'm going anywhere but right here? From This Here Flesh, the words of Cole Arthur Riley.
I want to invite you now back into that meditation on breathing that we held earlier this morning as we breathed in peace and breathed out love. Let's sing that meditation now. That's 10:09 in your teal hymnals as Lori leads us.
And we can rise and embody your spirit for this hymn. Again, less of a hymn, more of a meditation and a ritual. The first part of the ritual we'll go through together. It's labeled the melody, and then we'll do the descant 2 times, and then the drone 2 times. And then you can pick which part that you want to sing as we repeat and breathe in and breathe out together. So
Choose your own adventure.
choose your own adventure, that's right.
When I breathe in, I'll breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I'll breathe out love. When I breathe in, I'll breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I'll breathe out love.
Descants. When I breathe in,
I'll breathe in peace.
when I breathe out,
I'll breathe out love.
when I breathe in,
I'll breathe in peace.
when I breathe
Out, I'll breathe out love.
and drone.
Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out.
2 more times there.
Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out.
Choose your part.
When I breathe in,
When I breathe in,
I'll breathe in peace. When I breathe out,
when I breathe out,
I'll breathe out love. When I breathe in, I'll breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I'll breathe out love. When I breathe in, I'll breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I'll breathe out love. When I breathe in, I'll breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I'll breathe out love. When I breathe in, I'll breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I'll breathe out love.
Thank you so much for that music, for that ritual. I think that's right. It is a meditation in song. So, friends, how are your bodies doing? I want to check in on the bodies we have today. Notice how they feel in this moment. Maybe we've done a little breathing, a little singing. Maybe they feel just a tiny bit looser or more settled than when you came in. Maybe they are still tight in some places. I had a friend say to me yesterday, "It's all right here." It was like a square inch of her shoulder, seemed like a lot right there. Maybe you have that too. Just notice for a moment, how is your body doing? I named earlier ahead of our meditation that we have a number of memorial services coming up. We have noticed in these last months a higher than usual number of pastoral care challenges, folks reaching out. We are so glad you reach out, right? Just a reminder that we are here. Reach out, tell us what's happening for you. Even if you think we're too busy, let us know. Send us an email, give us a call. This is what's going on in my life. This is what's great. This is what's hard. This is where I could use support. So we're glad for that. I'm not saying stop. But we've noticed that people's bodies, we've had more scares than usual, more worries, more illnesses. People's bodies are holding, I believe, the stress of this time. We're holding what the world is offering us. Some of us are in bodies that have been holding stress in deep ways for generations and decades in our lifetime. Some of us are in bodies that are constantly under assault and have been from systemic oppression, from racism, from transphobia. So some of us are in bodies that have been holding the violence of that for many, many years. And some of us are in bodies that have been relatively privileged, that have not held the daily onslaught of that violence from the world around us, and that may be feeling it in new ways right now. So, how is your body doing? Just notice for a moment. Some religious traditions, and in particular Christianity, some forms of it, and Buddhism, some forms of it, both of which have sort of significant influence in modern Unitarian Universalism. Some forms of those religious traditions kind of imagine us as a dual being, right? A mind and a body, as though they are disconnected from each other. They have sometimes a complicated, let's put it that way, engagement with the body, with all that the body is, and invites us to imagine these things as divided from each other. And then other traditions, including some parts of Christianity and some parts of Buddhism, everything is everything at once. Some other traditions remind us about how our bodies and our minds are deeply connected. In fact, it's a spoiler alert, your mind is in your body. You might not be aware. It's all one. The way that we are one being, holding all of that together, the way our physical selves, our bodies, are part of who we are in the world. I find sometimes in the Unitarian Universalist intellectual tradition of the early 20th century and forward in particular, we pull from those roots I've mentioned, and also kind of ancient Greek philosophy that again leads to a division of body and mind, or body and soul. But the thing is, even if we forget the body doesn't forget us. In fact, the body, our bodies, are memory holders. The body remembers. Our bodies, however they move and are experienced in the world, they hold our own history, they hold our own trauma. Perhaps you have had the experience that I have had, happened to me not long ago, actually in February. That have had the experience of feeling like your body is just off. You're not sure why. Maybe your stomach is like a little funny. You keep thinking, did I eat something? But did I eat something every day that was weird? That can't be right. Or maybe you are extra tired, or just something feels like it isn't right, and you can't quite figure out why. Nothing big is happening in life in that particular moment. And then all of a sudden, you look at the calendar again, and you remember that this is the anniversary of. It's the anniversary of a parent's death. It's the anniversary of a loss. It's the anniversary, right? It's the anniversary of something that you didn't have in your mind at all, that you weren't tracking, but that your body remembered. Maybe, like me, you have had that experience of your body reminding you before your mind caught up. Even deeper than some of those body memories that come from our own lives, our own history, is epigenetic memory. Cole Arthur Riley, in the book that Rev CTC shared a reading from, and I agree, I recommend that book to you. It is beautiful. Riley is also the author of Black Liturgies and has a daily breathing meditation that she offers you can sign up for, so I encourage that as well. In the book, This Here Flesh, Riley writes, trauma changes the body. Some research suggests it leaves its mark on our genes, a mark that can be inherited from generation to generation. This transference does not altogether surprise me, as I am among those who believe that we are made of our histories, that no part of me is untouched by the glories and traumas that gave birth to me. But before it changes the bodies of my children, the trauma of the world will change the body of me. This here flesh, whose subtitle is Spirituality, Liberation, and the Stories That Make Us, explores these deep religious concepts through Riley's own story and the story of her family, through her experience as someone in a Black body, a queer body, and a chronically ill body. And she weaves all of that personal history through her essays in this book, as well as the stories of her father, her grandmother, and others in her family. She carries her particular generational trauma and glories, as she names them, the particular experiences of her own life and her own story. And each of our bodies holds some story, back generations and rooted in our experiences, as well as the experiences in our own lifetimes of our conscious and unconscious minds. Our bodies hold not just the traumas, though, they hold, as Riley names it, the glories. They hold memory and joy as well. I have another maybe like me wondering if maybe like me you've had that moment where your body feels off and you can't figure it out until you check the calendar and remember why. Maybe like me you have also had the experience of moving through some public space, a mall or a grocery store or church, and having a scent go by, and suddenly being transported back. There is some scent that makes me think of my 10th grade boyfriend. Must have been what he wore, couldn't tell you, and I just think, oh, that's sweet. Oh, nice. Or maybe it's a scent of something cooking that reminds you of your grandmother baking cookies. Or maybe it's a scent that reminds you of the first day of spring, the moment when suddenly the daffodils are blooming. Our bodies hold these memories of joy, the spice that takes us back to our childhood. So maybe you have had that moment as well, a moment when your body pulls you back into a memory of comfort and care, the time when the Band-Aid was placed on just right, and you felt healed and whole and cared for. You can practice some of that, Just last week, I was here in coffee hour and saw a couple of our congregants sharing scents, essential oils that bring a sense of calm or connection, that help your body to stay grounded. You can do that with a spice jar in your kitchen, too, to bring your body back to comfort, to centeredness. One of the things that I do find remarkable about Band-Aids is that they help our bodies to heal, but I find our self-healing even more remarkable. The way with a little bit of extra care, our bodies sometimes can heal such that the paper cut goes away. And we know too that we move in bodies that change over time. Through this here flesh, Riley talks about her journey with chronic illness, first becoming ill, trying to figure out what was happening, and then eventually moving into an understanding of herself as chronically ill, as a body that would always hold disease, carry limitations she didn't expect. Disability justice work gives us help and guidance along the way with our bodies. It reminds us that all of our bodies are only temporarily able to do whatever it is they can do today. that our bodies are in a constant state of change, shrinking, expanding, having more or less capacity over time. And that, frankly, if we are lucky, we will all experience some significant loss of body capacity over time. But that's not wrong. That's having a body. Disability justice reminds us, too, what healing can look like. That healing isn't curing, that healing is integration. Healing is understanding the wholeness of our bodies, even in the midst of their change and challenge. And it reminds us that bodies are, like people, the way we name in Unitarian Universalism, inherently good, not because of their productivity or capacity, not because of what bodies can do, but because they are ours moving through the world. It refuses the disconnect of mind and body and instead brings us into a sense of integration. My mind, my body, always changing. My favorite question when I think about some of these big ideas is, so what? So what if we understand our bodies to be constantly changing? So what if we understand that our bodies exist deeply in the world, that they're important to us? What do we do with that? How do it help us? And so for me, I think about the virtuous cycle of caring for our bodies and letting them then care for us. And so I want to close by teaching you a simple somatic practice. So somatic practice is a body practice of caring for your body, of holding the energy that your body has, of charging it up. And I want to teach you something very simple you can do anytime. We do a lot of breath work here, but I want to add a little more body into the breath. So if you'd like to join me, I invite you to put one hand on your heart, and the other hand, if you're able, on your navel, right over where your belly button is. And just allow your body to feel held. Charge it up. Feel the way you are grounded in this moment. You might find a word that you hold in your mind as you do this. You might notice your breath, your body moving with the breath, just like your body knows to do. I invite you in the week ahead, when you are feeling disconnected from yourself, from the world around you, to take a moment and place that hand on your heart and hand on your belly and charge up. Allow the power of your body to be present. You can keep those hands there if you want. You can let them go. But may we all know the power of these bodies we move in, the memories they hold, and the gifts they are.
I'll invite you to rise in body or spirit for our final musical practice. We'll sing without any accompaniment this song, Loosen, Loosen by Ali Halpert. So I'll do a little call and response. Eventually we'll split into two parts. This side will sing the part that goes loosen, loosen, and this side will sing the part that goes holy breath, holy name. So the first part is Loosen, loosen, baby. You don't have to carry the weight of the world in your muscles and bones. Let go, let go, let go. Loosen, loosen, baby. You don't have to carry the weight of the world in your muscles and bones. Let go, let go.
Let go.
Good. And the second part is holy breath and holy name. Will you ease? Will you ease this pain? Try that. Holy breath and holy name. Will you ease? Will you ease? And this side, keep going on that. And loosen.
Loosen, loosen, baby.
And
You don't have to carry the weight of the world in your muscles and bones. Let go, let go, let go. Loosen, loosen, baby. You don't have to carry the weight of the world in your muscles and bones. Let go, let go, let go.
Everyone loosen now. Loosen, loosen, baby. You don't have to carry the weight of the world in your muscles and bones. Let go, let go, let go. Thank you.
Beautiful. Please join me in the words to extinguish our chalice. They're in your order of service. We extinguish this chalice, but not the light and warmth it represents. These we carry with us, bringing our sparks of love to the world.
Friends, as your body changes, as your body remembers, may you be gentle, may you hold it with care, may you know it is good. Amen.
you.